The first alert right now at 11 o'clock. We have some breaking news out of Spartanburg after a shooting at the Westgate Mall.
Spartanburg Police say 3 people were hurt, but they are expected to be okay, and 2 people are now in custody. But tonight we're getting a look inside the mall the moments right after that shooting. Check this out here. This at the American Eagle. Glass shattered on both sides of the entrance there. You see the panels of that glass just littered throughout the floor there inside the mall.
We want you to take a look at this video as well. Now, this is another look inside the mall after the shooting, and you see that item there on the ground. We're going to slow this video down this time as we zoom in. That's a bullet right there on the ground. This also inside the mall moments after that shooting happened.
And here's a look at the massive response outside. You can see ambulance, police, sheriff deputies all responding to that scene there. A busy Friday evening, so those officers and those emergency responders coming to that scene quickly to get that response there after hearing reports of that shooting.
And we have some team coverage tonight. We're going to start with Fox Carolina's Kennedy Harris. She's near the east entry of the mall.
She has the latest on the investigation.
Yeah, I'm here near the east entryway of the mall, and you can see behind me deputies have all entryways to Westgate Mall blocked off, and we know this all started with an altercation near the food court of the mall. We're told that around 6:40 officers began to arrive on scene, and it appears 2 groups of people were involved in some type of altercation, and someone from one of the groups started shooting. Again, this is all happening near the food court entrance of the mall at that time. 3 people were shot, but all have non-life-threatening injuries. Officials clarified this was not an active shooter threat. We don't have any information yet on the ages or number of people involved at this time, but we do know shortly after many nearby businesses were told to close for the day and deputies blocked all entrances to the mall. And we also know that police have detained 2 people for involvement in this incident. For now in Spartanburg, Kennedy Harris, Fox Carolina News.
All right, Kennedy, thanks. So now we want to toss out to Fox Carolina's Alexa Urbach, who's live at the scene for us tonight.
Yeah, Alexa, you've been there for hours. What can you tell us is happening around you right now? Is it still a very active scene?
So just minutes ago, I was able to speak with an official. He told me that city SWAT, K-9 units, police officers, sheriff's deputies are still here. They are consolidated mainly in this area where Kennedy was pointing you at in the east side entrance of the Westgate Mall. He also told me that those deputies and those deputies and police officers have now gone down to about 50% of the manpower that there was earlier this evening. But as you can see, still a pretty heavy police presence here. This is, of course, near the entrance to the food court. You might even be able to see the Red Bull restaurant through those trees peeking out near that entrance, and of course police confirming this is where the shooting started. Now, we just came from the other side of the mall on Blackstock Street, where police are no longer monitoring that entrance and exit. In fact, we saw quite a few cars now going in and out. Now, earlier this evening, we were able to speak with people who were at the mall during the time of that shooting. There was, of course, a pretty large crowd here because it's the beginning of the weekend. In fact, it's prom weekend for some upstate schools, so not only do you have employees and regular shoppers, but you also had a lot of young people here today. I spoke with one woman off camera. She didn't want to speak on camera, but she told us that she works inside the mall and heard shots fired from the food court. She was quickly evacuated with other employees, but we learned that that wasn't the case for other people inside the mall. 2 Landrum High School students said they were looking for prom shoes at the shoe department. Their prom is tomorrow night. In fact, 5 minutes before they even got to the store, they said they were actually at the food court just before that shooting happened. It wasn't until they were shopping that they said they even knew a shooting occurred.
Her boyfriend goes to ask for a size shoe, and they're just like, yeah, we can get that, but just so you know,
yeah, like,
don't freak out, but there has been a shooting in the food court, and they are making us shut people in the stores and locking our stuff.
And police, they were just running through the halls. They had like K-9s and stuff. Yeah, it was scary, but
it was very scary.
The atmosphere in there, like the workers kept it calm.
Yes, the workers did a really good job. They're keeping everyone calm. They told us how to get, if anyone shot through the glass, how to get out through the fire exit and everything. They were doing a really good job.
Madeline also told me she was on the phone with her mom when she heard about the shooting. Her mom, of course, telling me off camera that she panicked when she heard about that. Fortunately, the girls were able to stay in touch with both of their moms the entire time. They said that they were inside the shoe department for about 2 hours before police safely escorted them outside of the mall. And as you can imagine, their moms were so excited to reunite with them, but they really were persistently telling me that it was the calmness of those employees from the shoe department, the calmness of police officers that they spoke with that were able to make them feel safe during this very scary situation. For now, reporting live in Spartanburg, I'm Alexa Urbach with Fox Carolina News.
Yeah, Alexa, I certainly can't imagine not only the fear for those young people inside of the store, but also for those parents not able to get to their kids. Alexa, thanks so much for staying out there for several hours and staying on top of this for us.